All right.
We got a Patreon.
Patreon.com/CU podcast. You go, a little bit of money changes hands, and you get, depending on how much you give us, the full video podcast. You get bonus bits. You get we have a pin club.
Pin club.
We do monthly hangouts. I do a writing about once a week, and you get access to these poll topics.
In second place, is grading or reselling worse for video game collecting 31%. And in first place, 69%. Nice. What Konami IP would you want them to bring back?
So
because they just held the contest.
This is on the heels of them announcing some contest winners. This was announced September 19th by Diamond Fate on IGN. So Konami put out a contest to find indie developers to remake and revitalize some old properties.
Uh-huh.
And the first winners have been announced, and the first place winner is Takumi Naramura. They were the director of La Mulana and La Mulana 2, which are two well-known indie games, very well made, kind of like Metroidvania style games. And they are going to go on to remake a Konami game, The Maze of Gallius, which, I'll be honest, I've never heard of. Apparently, it's a sequel to Nightmare. There was a Famicom version, but it never came out in the U.S.
That's from
Maze of Gallius.
87.
Okay. Which is described kind of as an early attempt at a Metroidvania. So it would make a lot of good sense, to put that in the hands of the person who made La Mulana.
So obviously not a hugely well-known property.
No. And they announced some other winners, and so Pat and I thought we'd take a look at what we would want, what we would want brought back. And keep in mind that Konami now has the Hudson properties, the old Hudson Soft properties.
Oh, that's a twist I wasn't thinking about, Ian.
And it's
is that technically what the contest was saying?
Well, I didn't, when I was looking at the list of Konami properties, I was like, I would say Star Soldier, but I didn't know if that would count. However, last line here, last line. While Naramura's entry won the top spot, 4 more developers were also awarded prizes for their ideas. The runners-up include new versions of Star Soldier, Parodius, Twinbee, and Puyon.
All right, so you got a Star Soldier in there.
Yeah. And
wow.
That was going to be my number one choice, and I was going to try to make the argument for it fucking counting, but I don't need to make the argument for it counting, because apparently Konami themselves feel that it's worth revitalizing that one. I would really like to see, since they've got it, I'd love to see another Adventure Island game.
I think you know what? When's the last Adventure Island game now? I gotta look that up. Adventure Island series. I
want to say Super Nintendo.
I think it's almost you're almost surprised there hasn't been one in like that long.
Right. Yeah. Well, as much as the games are good and we didn't know about it in the US, they were also like built entirely around a cult of personality for a certain character in Japan. So
sure.
Maybe they just lost interest in that.
See, I'm thrown off because I don't know if that was in the spirit of the question, because it's not a Konami property. Like they own it now, but that's, what I mean? Like, I didn't think about any of the Hudson Soft things like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm curious. The last game was, what was the last game? Appearance of another game, sequels. There was a fucking mobile game in 2010. We don't count that.
No.
New Adventure Island for TurboGrafx 16. Well, that was the one on the Wii. Okay. Adventure Island, the beginning for the Wii. Okay, that one I never heard of. So the last one was 2009. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. As far as actual Konami series, I think it's tough. Now that I've seen the Hudson series, that's what I'm the most interested in. Twinbee is definitely one for me. I'm not a huge fan of Konami's Gradius series. And that,
you don't like Life Force either?
Huh?
You don't like Life Force?
Glide Force?
Life Force.
Oh, Life Force is okay. I don't like the power-up system a lot, because you might as well just be playing those games with one life.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not awful, but they're not my favorite. But Twinbee is a series that I do enjoy.
Twinbee's fun.
I like Twinbee. Twinbee got really good as the series went on. I would love to see a new top-down Twinbee shooter and it looks like I'm actually probably going to see that. So that's probably the big one for me. And I would really like to see Bomberman come back with a better, like a better online mode than the fucking free to play one they have out there. And I think they are in the process of
I never
making
played
a
this.
new.
I never played the Switch launch one.
It's good. It's good. But there was just no online, there was no online fan base.
Oh,
There's an online mode, but just people weren't playing it.
See, when I see bring it back, it's like when I look at something like Bomberman, they're always going to make Bomberman games.
Right.
They're always going to make, well, I guess they're not always going to make Metal Gear games, are they? If they stopped for several years. I can picture them making another Metal Gear game besides mobile. Castlevania, I can picture them always making Castlevania games.
Right.
May not be, they're always going to. So when I took this question to be like, what's almost a defunct one? That's the way I sort of took this. And I actually had sort of trouble. Like Contra, you get releases every so often.
You got a game with the name, but not the spirit. So I feel like it's reasonable to ask for a return of Contra.
Yeah, but it's a game, though. I understand. I'm like looking at some of the old stuff here. Like, would they ever bring back what's a one we can get on the same page? Like, would Bloody Roar ever come back?
Bloody Roar is a Hudson property.
Okay. So would that come back?
I'll tell you exactly what I want to come back. This is what Konami can do to get me back in their good graces. And I'm saying come back because while it is still a series that is released in Japan fairly regularly, I want them to bring back the MLB Power Pros series that they had on the Wii. There was the original release, and then there was the 2008 release. MLB Power Pros was based off of the Powerful Pro Yaku engine. Even if you don't know what it is, if you look up Power Pro Baseball, you'll recognize the characters. They're iconic characters, certainly among Konami characters. They have big heads. They have Rayman-like hands and legs.
Okay.
And the batting and pitching battles that you can get into in those games it's extremely exciting and a lot of fun. And it's unique because it's cutesy, but there's a lot of technicality to it. And the big thing that makes these games desirable for people, and one of the reasons why they're so popular in Japan, is there's entire story modes that you can play through. And all sorts of weird, wacky shit can happen, as basically they take the, create a character mode and they really, really flesh it out. And they're a lot of fun. And they did that for the MLB Power Pro series. And the reason why I mention it is I can still import Powerful Pro Yaku and play the exhibition games, get my way through a season with a translation guide. But you're never going to get that fun of the story mode unless they bring it back in English. So
Gotcha.
I guess that's an asterisk one. I would say I'd like them to bring that series back west.
Okay, I had one just hit me that I can't believe I didn't think of before. I got a couple other, and one I'm not even I don't have a lot of experience with, but when's the last Rocket Knight Adventure series we got?
We got from what I understand, a very unimpressive Xbox Live Arcade version, probably around 2010.
Okay, that was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. 2010. How about this one? I like these games. I think you could do it in the original cartoony. How about a new track and field?
Yeah.
Same style as the original, not even the second one, just simple, cute cartoon graphics.
They did one on the DS and it was fantastic. I would buy any new track and field game that they wanted to put out. I loved the one that was on the DS, and that's at least 15 years ago now. So
give me a 16-bit style track and field with, like, I don't know, give me 20 events. Pump up the events, like the events from like even track and field too. Give me a cute little taekwondo, give me a fencing, give me obviously the quote unquote track and field events. I think there's a market for that. I really do. I think it's not a hugely heavily involved affair to do that. I think it would sell decently. And you put one out every 4 years. We have Mario at the Olympics every 4 years.
Yeah.
Give me a cheap little track and field. And the last one that I thought of, which I can't believe I didn't think of before. How about a new Sunset Riders?
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Give me a new Sunset Riders.
Yeah.
Keep it in the Old West easily. You can keep the same characters. You can add on characters, and yeah, It doesn't have to be like over an hour experience playing a game like that. Just give me some really nice, tight.
We've seen that
gun
side-scrolling action games work
Yeah.
again, beat 'em ups and stuff, and really something like that is not so
I can't believe
different.
I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Sure.
Because that's like one of my all-time, honestly, top 15 arcade game to me is Sunset Riders. It's incredible. It's 5 stars in a certain Super Nintendo guidebook. Sunset Riders. That's my picks. Sunset Riders and Track and Field. Yeah, I think those are 2 I'd love to see come back for sure. And the Hudson, that's cheating a little bit, but who doesn't want to see Bonk back? I mean, we literally had a Bonk game in development in 2010. I interviewed the guy, and it was canceled. It's a shame because it sounded like it was kind of far along. It was like enough that it was playable, a demo at the event. So, all right, well, that's a good one.